Have you ever felt like the world is just too much? Like every look, every word, every news headline enters your chest like an arrow. And instead of just brushing it off like others seem to do, you feel it all deeply, too deeply. Some people call it too sensitive, but I call it being wide open, being alive, being human. And yes, sometimes it hurts, but it doesn't have to drown you. What if your sensitivity was not your weakness, but the very doorway to your strength? Today, I want to show you how to transform emotional overwhelm into inner power with the help of course, Bach Flower Remedies. Hi, my name is Michelle and I help sensitive, intuitive souls come back to emotional balance using the wisdom of Bach Flower Remedies. I created a course called Bloom into Balance, a journey that starts with anxiety, but really it's about something deeper. It's about that feeling of being overwhelmed by life, feeling too much and not knowing what to do with it. It is fear, yes, but also guilt, self-doubt, overthinking, emotional exhaustion. We call it anxiety, but it's really the soul crying out for space, for safety, for permission to feel without getting lost. In Bloom into Balance, I teach you how to understand the language of your emotions and how to work with Bach Flower Remedies to gently shift from chaos to calm. Not by becoming someone else, but by becoming more of who you already are, with grace and grounding. When I was younger, I used to wonder, why do I feel deeply when someone else cries? Why can't I sleep after watching the news? Why do I carry people's pain home with me like heavy luggage? I thought something was wrong with me. Everyone around me seemed to kind of bounce back, move on, stay strong. But I would feel broken, weak, and ashamed for not being able to just get over it. It took me many years to understand I wasn't broken. I was just open to the world, open to pain, open to the beauty too. Sensitivity is a double-edged sword. Yes, it hurts more. Well, but you also love deeper. You understand more. You notice what others miss. And that is a gift, but it does need guidance. And that's where the Bach Flower Remedies come in perfectly. Why Bach Flower Remedies help so deeply sensitive souls? The Bach Flower Remedies were created in the 1930s by Dr. Edward Bach, a physician who believed that illness begins in the emotions and that healing must begin there too. These are not medicines that dull or suppress. They are subtle, energetic allies. They don't push emotions away. They help you meet them, understand them, alchemize them. If you feel things deeply, you might already be an emotional sponge. You absorb the energy of others. You overthink. You over-empathize. You're tired, not just physically, but soul tired. The right remedies won't numb you. They'll help you ground yourself. They'll help you stay open but protected. And they will guide you from chaos into clarity. Let me show you how. You see, when we talk about anxiety, we're often not talking about anxiety at all. We're talking about feeling too much in a world that doesn't give us the time or the space to feel at all. We're talking about emotions that flood us, not because we're weak, but because we're open, because we care, because we notice, because we can't not feel. The emotional level. When your heart has no filter. On the emotional level, this depth feels like too much. You walk into a room and sense what no one says out loud. You cry from music, from sunsets, from the weight of someone else's sadness. You take on guilt that isn't yours. You try to fix, hold, soothe everyone else, even when your own cup is empty. And at the end of the day, you wonder, why am I so tired? Why can't I be like them? Why does everything touch me so deeply? because your heart has no filter and it's beautiful, but it is exhausting. You call it anxiety because no one taught you that what you're actually experiencing is unprocessed emotion, emotion that needs somewhere to go. The transformational level, the alchemy of awareness. But there's something extraordinary that happens when you stop seeing your sensitivity as a flaw and you start seeing it as a flame. Transformation begins the moment you stop saying, "What's wrong with me?" And start asking, what is this feeling trying to teach me? You learn to ground instead of escape, to feel without flooding, to recognize this feeling is mine, that one is not. You start saying no, you start resting, you stop abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable. You come back to your center. And for the first time, you feel safe being you. That's the turning point. That's when your emotions stop controlling you and start guiding you. That's when you begin to bloom on the spiritual level. Your sensitivity as a sacred gift. Then something even deeper begins to rise. A knowing that your sensitivity isn't just personal, it's sacred. You begin to understand that you are not just an emotional being. You are a channel, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. A soul who came here to feel, not to suffer, but to awaken. Your tears are a baptism. Your intuition is a compass. Your emotions are the language of your soul. And when you stop rejecting your depth and instead hold it like something holy, you begin to remember who you are. Not too much, not too emotional, but attuned, alive, wise, beyond what words can hold. This is the true path of the sensitive soul. And this is the path I walk with you in Bloom into Balance, because there's a way to feel deeply without drowning, to be soft without losing yourself, and to be sensitive and strong. And that's where the Bach Flower Remedies come in. They're not here to numb you. They're here to teach you how to listen, to feel safely, to remember your light. Let me show you which flowers can help. Let's explore some of the most powerful remedies for those who feel everything. Walnut. Walnut is the boundary remedy for when you are too open, when every mood, every room, every story seeps into your skin. Walnut helps you stay you and protect you from other people's chaos. It's the shield that lets you move forward without being thrown off course. Alum. Alum is the remedy for the overwhelmed helper. Do you feel responsible for everyone? Like the world depends on you? Alum is for the strong person who just suddenly collapses under the weight of too much. It brings back your center, your confidence, and it reminds you, you don't have to carry it all. Aspen, the remedy for vague, anxious dread, when you feel scared but you don't know why, when your nervous system is on edge all the time. Aspen helps you feel safe in the unknown. It reconnects you to that deep spiritual trust that you are held. Agrimony, this is for the smiling face that hides deep pain. Do you hide your true emotions to avoid conflict? Do you laugh when you want to cry? Well, agrimony gives permission to be real, to stop faking peace and find real peace. Star of Bethlehem, the comforter for the soul, for trauma, for grief, for pain that lives in the body like an echo. This remedy is the hand that holds yours in the darkness. It doesn't fix, it heals. Sweet chestnut, when you've hit rock bottom, for moments when you feel that there is no way out, when the pain is just too much, when you're crying on the floor and asking for a miracle. This remedy is the miracle. It helps you find light in the absolute dark. Centauri, the people pleaser's remedy. When your kindness becomes self-abandonment, when you say yes but you mean no, Centauri helps you stand in your own energy. Strong, soft, and sovereign. These are just a few, but in the right combination, they become a personal orchestra. Each flower playing a note to harmonize your inner world. So what happens when you take the right remedy? When you take a remedy, you might not feel fireworks, but something shifts. The noise in your head quiets. Your nervous system starts to exhale. You no longer cry at every little thing because the big feelings have found a place to rest. Instead of being overwhelmed by emotion, you start to understand it, hold it, listen to it. You no longer feel like you're falling apart. You feel like you're falling into place. Your sensitivity is sacred. Being sensitive is not a flaw. It's a form of perception, like a spiritual radar that picks up what others miss. But every radar needs a grounding station, a place to come back to. The Bach Flower Remedies are that place. They help you create emotional boundaries without hardening. They help you process pain without drowning in it. They help you stay soft but rooted, because the world needs more soft people with strong hearts. And maybe that's you. If this speaks to you, if you recognize yourself in these words, I invite you to begin. You can start with a single remedy. Or if you want something more personal, I can help you choose your unique blend. I offer a course that teaches you how to work with these remedies for your own healing. Or you can book a one-on-one session with me where we'll explore your story, your emotions, and of course, your soul spot. Your sensitivity isn't here to break you. It's here to awaken you. And with the right tools, you don't just survive the depth, you thrive in it. Thank you for being here and take care of your heart. It feels everything.